Now, among those honored to speak at the official Holocaust Remembrance ceremony Wednesday night is my next guest, Holocaust survivor and Dr. Moshe Meron. But before our interview, here's a clip from the event.
שרדנו. מצאנו עצמנו בסוף המלחמה גלמודים חסרי כל, זרים השתלטו על ביתנו, לא נותר לנו דבר לחפש בהונגריה. שוב ארזנו מזוודות והצטרפנו אל זרם השורדים, חוצה גבולות אירופה בדרכה לארץ ישראל. באביב 49 ראיתי סוף סוף את אורות חיפה מהים, וידעתי שהגעתי הביתה.
Now, Dr. Moshe Meron, thank you so much for joining me. So, what does it mean for you to have spoken at this year's ceremony, especially with your incredible history of escaping Hungary and Europe?
Well, it was a little unexpected. I never felt myself as a typical representative of the Holocaust victims, because the Jews of Budapest were the last, really, they were the last living Jews in Europe. Okay, our leader, Horthy, kept us as a sort of insurance. What will happen after the war? So he's going to keep us alive. The problem was that he decided to get out of the war, to give up, and then the German just replaced him with the leader of the fascists, of the local fascists. So our plight was a real plight, and I was saved just by the courage of my mother, but it was a very, very short plight. And while I'm listening to all those people who went, from Auschwitz to Bergen-Belsen and so on, and I'm just feeling myself very, very humble, because I was 9 years old, and the whole thing took something like 3 months. And thinking about the people who suffered for 2, 4, 3 years, I must be very, very humble when I'm trying to speak for the Holocaust survivors.
All right, well, you came to Israel at about 14 years old, and upon your arrival, you worked in growing cotton, after which you specialized in agricultural science and research. Was this like a fateful path that you fell into, a subject you enjoy, or was there maybe something symbolic about building the land of Israel itself?
When you come to a country, to a very young country, a poor country, where the only street light in Tel Aviv was in the middle of the nowhere, it was just blinking and nothing was there, then you are part of building the country, So it's nothing special about it. It's like, there is a song from those days that you came to the country to build the country and build yourself. Okay, something like this. And that's the way it goes. I came here as a student, age 14. So I just went to school and everything. And then I went to a kibbutz on the Syrian border. And we did something to defend this country. And also we were just working and learning and so on. It's very, very, very simple, very straightforward.
Well, you later became an academic researcher in Israel, and in education especially, the BDS anti-Israel movement is constantly growing and making headlines. When you hear rhetoric from the BDS movement, including academic boycotts, what does it make you think? And what would you say to young Jews today who are facing anti-Semitism in their communities?
I came from Hungary, okay? I was born in Budapest, and I know very well what is anti-Semitism. And you can't do too much about it because they hate us, and that's it. So we can stay with them, or we can come to our country. That's what I did. And And you have two ways to do it: to get to hide or to fight. Okay, you can hide yourself and say, That's what I met in the last years. I met a few Hungarian Jews who are hiding the Jewry. A very, very famous case was the head of the anti-Semitic movement in Hungary. They found out that his mother was hiding was going with long sleeve, because she had a number from Auschwitz. That's a real story. So you can hide or you can fight. You can run away from your religion, from your. You can try, to assimilate and forget about Jewry, but they won't let you. They won't let you. I spent 3 years in Fresno, California, and everything was okay, but some undercurrent were very, very clear, and there were only 150 Jews in this small town, okay? But they all knew that they all felt anti-Semitism, and no one was really openly anti-Semitic. This was always hidden, and they always felt it. So you can live with it. You can't run away from this, because they won't let you run away.
Dr. Meron, thank you so much for being with us.
ILTV Plus, your news from Israel and more 24/7. Start your free trial today. Subscribe at ILTV.tv and watch from any device.